Time for the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
A woman in Maryland who was conceived via sperm donation took a DNA test and discovered she has 65 brothers and sisters all over North America. Now, the question is, since they're all like half brothers and half sisters, but they are half brothers and half sisters, do you go try to find them?
I mean, probably not. That's a lot.
It is. Do you try to find any of them?
Maybe.
Do you just find the ones that are close?
Yeah.
You've probably met some already. You don't even know.
You check your husband.
Oh, man.
Hey, that could happen.
It's a bizarre question and scenario because they are your half brothers and sisters. Like, they're your brothers and sisters. And to never know them.
Okay, so you kind of have to plan like a little family reunion and invite
That ain't
everybody.
little. Hey, I'm going to tell you.
That's a big
65? That ain't little.
And then whoever feels comfortable with coming comes, and then that's who you get to have a relationship with.
Her name's Brianna from Maryland. Has known really that she was a sperm donor baby, but she just found out how many siblings she has because she took the test. And so then it's just connecting her. She's discovered all of these, but there's probably also more.
Right.
But they're just not in the system yet. And whoever her dad was, he had a side hustle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, make some good money.
I don't know about good money, but he's doing a lot of work.
Do you think he wants to meet all of them?
No.
I don't even know that he's alive.
That's true. But if he is, would you want to meet all 60 whatever of them?
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah,
think he'd do that with the idea of meeting all your kids. But I don't. Oh, that's tough. I have a half brother that I didn't meet until later in life. I guess I always knew he was there, and then I would see pictures of him and he looked just like me. And now he's probably 33 or 34, maybe 32. But I don't know him.
Yeah, I wonder what he's like. Like, is he like you? Does he like to be on his phone all the time? Like,
that's what you think of me immediately when it's like me. Of all the things you could have said like me, it's be on my phone.
Does he like the color red?
No, that's all right. I'm over this.
Does he have a red phone?
I'm sure there's something y'all have in common or something he does or says. Because my half brother and half sister, they have little things that my dad did that they do that I sort of pick
It's
up
fun
on.
you knew what your dad did, though.
Huh?
It's fun that you knew what your dad did.
Oh, I get it now.
Yeah, I
you
didn't have it.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's a joke for
No, that's
anyone
fine.
that doesn't
That's fine.
know.
I wish I knew.
Bobby's trying to make light of a situation that he doesn't know his dad.
my daddy. All right. It'd be fun to meet him, though, I think.
Yeah.
Not my dad.
Your half
Oh, I was
brother.
like-
Half brother. All right, moving on. A bride picks 15 father figures to walk her down the aisle.
Because she didn't have a dad?
Well, so she got married, and then to her, there were 15 men, all of whom she credits with becoming the woman today: brother, uncle, brother-in-law, family, friends, coaches in youth sports, school resource officer, all of these father figures. Yes. Now, she was born to a guy who was in jail. He was convicted of some real bad stuff, like real bad stuff. And so she had to trust other people. And because of this, I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
a quick handoff.
I was going to say, do they do one step each?
Yeah, it's a hip. All right, next up. Next up. Love it. I've said many times, for me, it was very important in my life that I had my head football coach, Coach Gandalf, and I don't think he even knew his importance at the time because he was just coaching the football team. But I think he knew his role and how important it was as a coach, but I really needed that. I needed that discipline. I needed that consistency. My youth director at church, my best friend Evan's dad, like those were three people that were so central to just making sure that any of my questions or concerns about being a young boy were answered. And then later it was my stepdad, Arkansas Keith, but that was, I already had all my hair and stuff, you know what I mean?
You're grown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you don't, it's kind of,
Oh,
you don't
boy.
there's stuff you don't, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean.
I just grew up here like last week. Do you ever go into work and just pretend to be busy?
Yes.
I know. You're the one.
For sure
Yes.
you do.
You're the one. Whoever
Oh,
sent me
look at
this,
that.
the person who sent me this story to talk about said Lunchbox in parentheses.
Hello, Eddie does
What?
it all the time, too.
The difference in Eddie
He
is,
plays golf and sits here all day.
Play golf.
I hear you, but the difference is Eddie actually has work he has to turn in. Like he has literal work of videos that things that have to be done.
Yeah.
So if he wants to be here for 9 hours and get all the work done, that's fine. But he does have to do stuff.
Thanks,
No,
man.
I have to do stuff too, but he acts busy just like I do. He acts like he's swamped and he doesn't have time for anything.
You don't even know what he's talking about.
No, I do.
A lot of workers, almost half, pretend to be busy. The reason why, they're scared they might be fired, so they sit around looking like they got something
Well, that's
going
not
on.
the case here.
Top things they're faking: being on a phone call, an in-person meeting outside the office, going to the bathroom, something that they've really already completed but they're still working on. That's from Stylist Magazine. What do you think, Amy, what do you think Lunchbox's job is?
Oh, I mean, I feel like he has a lot of responsibilities, just interaction on the show as a co-host.
Bring the
like
humor.
Commenting on things. He has to turn and prep like we all do. He does the bonehead story of the day. He does street bits where he goes out and gets audio. Sometimes it'll be planned and he'll do it off hours. Sometimes it's live in the middle of the show. He'll just go to a coffee shop and have to do something silly. That's, I mean,
He does commercials. He does little radio spots.
Obviously,
There's
he has
that.
endorsements, but
That's
you know,
about it. Yeah.
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 But I feel like that's
Is that
It's
as
a
much as you think is?
chunk of the show. It's a chunk of the show.
It is. A
I
chunk.
agree.
It's a
very,
big chunk.
He has a very valuable role in the show, no doubt about it.
Right.
But again, I was sent this article by two different people with lunchboxes talking about lunchbox, and sometimes it's fair, sometimes it's not. Do you feel like of all of the central characters here, which I would say we all are, that he has the least amount of responsibility?
I feel like he has the, more, it's like the lighter load.
That's a good way of putting it.
I mean,
you can put it that
it's like
way,
the
but
fun
Eddie has a
stuff.
lighter
It's
load,
like the
too.
fun stuff. You get
I
the
don't.
fun.
But Eddie, you act like video is your job, audio is my job. So it's
Audio, but you do audio like once or twice a week, recording your wife on your phone.
And you don't edit your audio.
Yeah, you bring it in.
Yeah, because they
raw.
took my computer away. I mean,
I
they
didn't
literally
know that.
took it out of the room over there.
But
It's
you
gone.
have a computer right there in front of you.
No, this doesn't have that computer.
He doesn't have the
program.
software.
It does. Yeah, it does.
You can
and it's
put
on
it
there.
on.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Anyway, a lot of people faking so they can keep their job. That's
Okay.
all. That's the whole moral of the story. Lunchbox is very important. He's an integral part of the show. He doesn't do a whole lot, but when he does, it's massive. I'll say that.
I mean, Eddie does 2 videos a day. Wah.
3,
Oh, 3. Sorry.
sometimes 4.
So busy.
All right, moving on. Why do people care so much about fantasy football? And what do you think the answer is?
I honestly have no idea.
Mental health professionals say fantasy football is so popular because it's something that people enjoy doing that distracts them from the boring parts of life.
Of work.
Like
Yeah.
work. Yes. Doing it makes people feel connected to others. I would say for me, that's a major part of how a lot of my male friendships, we are, as dudes, we're not conditioned to just call another dude and be like, hey man, how you feeling? What's up? You good? However, if there is something to get us there, if there's a conduit to get us to that place to talk about it, we're happy to talk about it. And fantasy football is that in a lot of ways. There are certain friends of mine that I love dearly, but I would never just call and be like, hey man, how are you? However, like if I'm trying to make a trade, I'll call and be like,
Hey, buddy.
hey, what can I get for Josh? You're like, John, give me Josh Allen. What can I trade you for him? We'll have the whole conversation. He didn't want to trade. I'd be like, anyway, what's happening at the house? How's the kids? And it gets into a legitimate, but I just need that to get me there.
Yeah, but see, if you ask me about my kids and you want Josh Allen,
I don't do
feel-
that till it's over. I know that people see me coming a mile away if I'm like,
Yeah.
hey man, how's the health?
Buddy.
By the way, Derrick Henry. No, I won't do that. But I do, same thing with playing PlayStation, where I don't randomly play PlayStation with people just on connection. And I never play just the computer. I play in a league with some of my friends. And we get on a headset and we talk, and we really do talk about life and stuff. But we wouldn't do it without the game being there to mask it. Because we are not comfortable in being vulnerable.
So I think that you do the game for whatever reason, or fantasy football
like
started.
it.
It didn't start for connection, but you like it, and a byproduct of you doing
You're
it
not
is
being
the
fair now.
connection.
I don't
no,
deserve
I'm
that.
asking.
You're not being fair. I don't
no,
deserve that.
I'm asking.
No, yeah. You're-
If the game started, hey guys, we just came up with this great way to connect.
That's what we do. That's what we say.
Yeah.
It's called fantasy football.
Well, it started just
Like,
as
no, it
fantasies. We
started
talked
as-
about our fantasies, and then we added football.
Okay.
Fair,
It's a
but I would say
byproduct,
we
and
wouldn't
it's
go
good.
back. We wouldn't go back to it as much if it wasn't for that.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So you're right-ish.
But it wasn't the creation
Yeah, I don't
of it.
know.
It's like the betting and the winning and the
If you said we have a game that it's going to help us connect, I'd be like, I'm out. Like,
exactly.
what are we doing here?
But don't you stay connected to your buddies closer because of it?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like PlayStation
really
was
do.
like, hey
But we never
guys,
use the word connect.
I know.
we made these headsets
bond or
so
be
you
vulnerable.
can
None of that.
Yeah.
have deep talks with your boys while you're playing.
That's true. And we would go like, ugh.
Right.
But really, in our hearts, we'd be like, oh, thank God, because there's no other way for me to do this comfortably.
Yeah.
But I do think inwardly we're like, yes. Outwardly, we'd be like, oh.
Yeah, I agree.
An intoxicated United Airlines pilot who turned up for a transatlantic flight was staggering, glassy eyes, was given a 6-month suspended prison sentence. That's always scary. He's 63 years old. He was going to fly from, it looks like Paris to D.C.
Oh, man, that's like, you have that gig. That is a responsible, solid gig. Like, you don't get there by accident. That's the that's the goal for some people. It's like they fly, and the goal is to get the what is it, transatlantic or
That's the
overseas
NFL
flight.
of piloting?
Yeah, I mean, because
The big long ones from major airports.
Yeah, and like your schedule is better during the month. I mean, of course, it sucks a little bit while you're gone, but you get paid the most, and your hours, I think, end up being the best overall.
He was supposed to fly. He had a blood alcohol level of 0.132.
Yeah.
0.8 is that limit where you're drunk. So almost double that.
Dang, man.
But that's just normal driving. 6 times the legal limit for pilots.
Whoa.
I wonder if you could drink a kombucha as a pilot, or if you have to watch like some athletes do when they're not taking performance-enhancing drugs, but there are certain supplements that could show up as that. I wonder if you have to be super vigilant about nothing with any sort of alcohol in it.
Well, I know when Ben was in the Air Force and flying, he would, if I made like poppy seed muffins once or something, he's like, can't eat that. And then I made a hemp smoothie another time. He's
Hey,
like, can't
Bob
drink
Marley,
that.
what's going on over at your house? Every piece of food is like, hey, man.
Yeah, man.
No, I think that those are okay to consume. He just was extra nervous that he didn't want to ever have any confusion that there was anything in his system that was going to ground him.
Wait, you said there's a minimum for pilots?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
It's
It
6.
should be zero.
So
be zero?
it's got to be
Zero.
0.2. Well, that's my question, I guess, somehow. But I guess 0.02, because 0.08, I say 0.8, 0.08 I think is the legal limit. So I guess 0.02 is the plain limit. And I guess if you could get that from something like kombucha.
Or like
I
if
guess
you,
so,
take,
yeah.
if you take like a sip.
Or the day
of
Well,
wine.
don't even sip. Who wants a sip?
Right, no one wants a sip.
Yeah.
You want
taste
to
it.
drink.
Yeah.
I'm
The
just-
pilot, again, was suspended for a year and given a 6-month suspended prison sentence. Krispy Kreme's giving away free donuts to losing lottery tickets. No takers? Okay.
Well, there's a problem is the Krispy Kreme by me is gone. The one that I'm-
Foodandwine.com.
There's more of them.
Yeah, I mean, the gas money to get to a Krispy Kreme now would be, man, it'd take me 15, 20 minutes to get to the Krispy
But you don't
Kreme.
have a car.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If I had to borrow my wife's car,
Got it.
like the one by the kids' daycare, they tore it down.
They're letting everybody cash in their losing lottery ticket. For a free original glazed donut, all you got to do is show up at a participating Krispy Kreme location today with a lottery ticket for the Mega Millions drawing. They'll give you a free glazed donut. There's that. And then finally, this is a Powerball win, not this one that's happening now. Was that last night or tonight or what? Did anybody win that crap?
I don't think I haven't seen that anybody won.
Here's an
so-
old one. Last story. A $2.04 billion Powerball winner, one of the ones recently, bought a $25 million Hollywood dream home. We talked about that. He
That's
also
cool.
bought another mega mansion in his hometown.
It's going hard.
Edwin Castro won the largest lottery ever. He got the lump sum. He won $2.04 billion, but he took the lump sum of $997.6 million.
Come on.
Listen to that, man.
Reports have shown he splurged buying 2 multi-million-dollar homes and then also a really nice, crazy car. He bought a $25 million home in Hollywood Hills. Look at this guy, just living life.
What do you think he's doing right now?
Probably
Not
just sleeping.
Not listening to this show.
Just
Won't
chilling.
be awake. No way. And then he bought another one. He purchased a home in Altadena. I don't know, but it's a 1953 Japanese-style home with a pool, movie theater, 5 bedrooms, $4 million mansion. He was living in a 1-bedroom home when he won the Powerball. He also bought a vintage white Porsche for $250,000. He also has a round-the-clock security team from USA Today. That security team mostly just to keep away cousins. Parentheses, finger parentheses.
Gosh, just
I'm
think,
cousins.
you bought a $25 million home, a $4 million home, $200,000 car, and you still have over $900 million.
I think that
Oh, my
lump though is
God.
before taxes. Not that it matters; it's still so much money. But I would say it's more like $500 million. But you still have all that money. Yes, it's so much he's never going to be able to spend it. I agree.
That is so-
Never? Like, oh man, I feel like I could spend
Like
that.
if you set out, you could just go and buy 41 homes, But I'm saying like really.
right.
Well, you just put it in the bank and they give you some interest for putting it there, right?
You know what? I
You're
like your
learning.
style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He-
you're kind of
he-
onto something
He
there.
learned that from
You.
recently.
Yeah.
You guys told me that.
Yeah. Good for you. That's good. All right, that's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
We'll be announcing another tour stop for my comedically inspirational show on Monday, and it is in California. I just won't say where yet, but I did give a clue of cheese. That's all. Cheese.
Still don't get it.
Cheese. So we'll do that Monday. I do want to talk about, speaking of states here, they do have the states that are the most expensive based on monthly expenses. So it's not a whole property and it's just literally the things you have to spend money on. Most expensive and least expensive. Bills, food. You know, they go through all the bills, but it's like electric, gas, water, sewer, all that, right?
Okay.
So go to the store, groceries. What do you think the most expensive state is? Anybody?
New York.
California.
So New York comes in at 7, California at 2.
Oh, I got it.
Think about it.
Hawaii.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, getting things.
Very
Because it
expensive.
takes, yeah,
It's
it
an
takes
island.
money to get over there. So I give you the most expensive: Alaska, Colorado, Washington. 7, New York, Connecticut 6, Maryland 5, Massachusetts 4, New Jersey 3, California 2, Hawaii 1. Okay. Least expensive.
Texas.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's at
Louisiana.
7. It's usually, honestly, the poorer states where it's the least expensive, like states where, like, I come from.
Like Arkansas's on there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Arkansas, no, it's not sad. I'm just saying the states that
Oh.
their economies aren't as good. Arkansas is in the top 10. West Virginia, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Alabama is at number 1. A lot of things. Football. Oh, not football now, but just generally.
Right.
Alabama representing. I always hated those lists when I was a kid because I'd be like, let's look at the states that are the most educated. And it was always 49th or 50th. It was us. It was like us and Mississippi always battling for that 50th spot.
Yeah.
And so we were always 49th or 50th, so I just started rooting for 50. Because if you're going to be bad, might as well be the worst. And then you still look at them, and it's still 49 or 50. Like, nothing has really changed there. I thought I'd get educated and lift it up a couple spots.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what motivated you?
Nope. What motivated me? I don't want to stay in the same spot, but it didn't have anything to do with that list. But yeah, Alabama, Missouri, New Mexico are the 3 least expensive states. Tamara in Texas, I'm going to put you on real quick. What's going on?
The man with the numb hands, that could very well be a digital zapper. They have a half a mile range. It will attach to a finger, usually your middle finger or thumb, and then it will numb your entire hand.
I don't understand.
Most of the time,
I don't understand.
Most of the time, it's done at night when you're sleeping.
What's
But
a
where's the zapper coming
No,
from?
I hear you. Is somebody like zapping him, or does he wear one?
Yeah, it's a digital zapper. It has a half a mile range. It's somebody close to him.
Who's zapping me?
Wait, so somebody you think is zapping him?
Yep.
No, hold on.
Like a neighbor?
But how come just him?
Uh-huh.
But how come just him? Do they have to like point a gun at him and zap him?
No, it'll attach to your middle finger. Even if you move around the house, it'll stay on your middle
But
finger.
what?
It's shooting electricity into your hand.
Is it like a red dot, like when you see in the movies, like a marksman or a sniper with a red
Laser?
dot on someone? Like a
Kind of, yeah.
But-
But it's shooting electricity into their hand.
And ultimately, the goal
And then
is
if he sticks it in a cook pot,
A what?
a steel cook pot, it will break it off.
Like a crock pot.
And numbness
Get the
will
guy
go
a
away.
crock pot.
Hold, what is happening
But
right
how
Go to
now?
Walmart.
How does she says he has to have something on his middle finger? He doesn't have anything on his finger.
No. She's saying if it's like a laser pointer and you do it on his finger, it can stay on his finger wherever he goes.
Oh,
I believe that's what she's saying. I think, but I'm listening because I like to hear other people's perspectives here. How do you know about this?
Yep. It's Muslims and human traffickers. They have them. I mean, I see them shipping them in
Yeah.
semis out here.
You big Redditor?
A what?
You get on Reddit a lot?
No, I haven't.
Facebook?
No.
So I'm
Wait.
being human trafficked?
No.
You're being zapped.
She's saying they're used.
They're trying to get me?
I think you and QAnon?
Zapper is what it's called, and it will attach to a finger and has a half mile range.
I'm not even saying that she is not accurate about what a zapper. I don't even know what a zapper is.
I never heard of it.
I Googled digital zapper.
I'm just saying this feels like somebody who believes a lot of stuff on the internet that might not always be exactly true.
well, so Lunchbox.
As
since-
much as people say it's true, I'm sure this is happening in some places. And child trafficking, sex trafficking is terrible.
Oh yeah.
And that's not the question here. And then she said, "You say Muslims?"
Yeah.
Did she say? Well, that ain't. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with that ain't right. Hey,
yeah, we don't know.
All our
what she
all our
said.
Muslim listeners, we give you thumbs up.
Well, Lunchbox looked it up, so can he say what it
No,
says?
he can't find it.
Well, I did digital zapper half a mile away, and it says best mosquito control gear for your yard.
He even did human trafficking.
And then it said there's not a lot of those results for that search. Like,
Where do you read about this, Tamara?
I didn't read about it. I'm experiencing it, and I also have a federal investigation about it. So it's not a joke; it's for real.
But what do you
It is
mean
a
you're
real
experiencing
tool,
it? Is it on you
and
right
there
now?
are- Oh yeah.
You're being zapped right now.
No, there is a real investigation going on about this.
No, I agree. There's probably, if this is a real thing, I would assume there's an investigation going on. But with you specifically, this this happened to you?
It happened to me at 5 a.m. this morning. Yes.
Did you put your hand in a crock pot?
Yes. Well, not a crock pot. That's ceramic. You need to do steel.
Steel pot.
So how did you figure out that a steel pot disconnects it?
Because it's electricity, and it blocks the electricity.
So could you put your hand in anything steel?
Yep.
And how did you know to do this the first time? How did you know this was attached, that this thing was attached to your hand?
I had guessed because I knew that the man who was harassing me was an electrical freak. He killed people in Iran with electricity. And so he worked for the FBI. So I did know what his history was. I knew he killed people with electricity.
Yeah.
And so then I figured out, well, it's probably electrical.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can break it off. And I can break it off by getting behind something steel.
Okay.
But so you can see it? You can see it on your finger?
No, you can't see it. You just
It's a
feel
current.
it.
Can you buy one of these?
Well, apparently people buy them all the time because, like I said, they're shipping them in semis out here in Abilene, Texas.
So she has a harasser. What do I have?
You also have a harasser. You just don't know who it is yet.
It can be one of my
Hey,
neighbors.
it's probably one of us.
Oh my gosh.
Eddie comes in and he's sitting in a pot. He brings a big pot. They
Big
make stew
steel
in. He
pot.
just sits in it all day.
Wow.
Oh, I mean,
Why? What's up with the? Why would you go after Muslims there? And that when you start.
They're the people who are using them out here. I'm a Christian, so it's a harassment tool, is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so anybody who's picking on another group of people for any reason, it wouldn't matter what it is. But human traffickers do it to people who snitch on them. If you've ever snitched on a human trafficker, then you're going to get digital zapped.
Wow. I never
So
heard of
that's how
such
they
thing.
handle you, and then they start identity theft, and they try and bankrupt you.
Okay. So if they're coming in on truckloads, what do they look like? How big are they?
The trucks.
They are
the zappers.
Got it.
They fold in half, and they're about as big as a small picnic table. With those little portable picnic tables.
That's big.
I'd see
about
somebody
3.5
walk around with one
feet
of those.
Square.
Yeah. Well, I don't like. I'm going to say one more time. I don't like the parallel that she's drawing of child traffickers and Muslims.
Well, I Googled Abilene, Texas zapper Muslims, and it just says there are Islamic centers, and it gives me the address where you can go practice, but it doesn't say anything about like trafficking.
I didn't think it would.
Or
Yeah.
zappers.
Definitely didn't think it would. Okay, well, Tamara, I hope that you get the help that you need because I feel like one way or the other, you need some support here. Okay, do you agree with that? You said I don't know what she said. Yes or no?
Well, yeah. So, yeah. Do you agree with that? Like, you need support?
No.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
I've got support. I've got national security looking into this.
The investigation.
Right. That's what we mean. Like,
hear you.
that's support. That's
Yeah, but also maybe like a therapist or something. I feel bad. I think I feel bad for her. What?
I don't think you need to say that.
But I do feel bad for her.
I know, but
She may zap us, dude.
no.
She can't reach his 3-mile radius or whatever.
Half
Oh,
a
that's
mile,
true.
I think.
I hope that she gets. Please talk to someone. That's it.
Finally got through to the federal government.
You finally got through?
Yeah, these guys didn't want me to tell on them.
Who's there with you?
The human traffickers that I've been snitching on out here.
They're with you right now?
They live live all around me. My whole city block is human trafficking.
Okay. I mean, you really need. She needs some help.
Wait,
She literally. I'm not even making a joke. She needs some help.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, she needs some help.
But there's.
I don't know what I can do right now to
But
help
you
her.
can ask her. Like, it sounds like someone's in your house. Like, do you live with someone?
Trafficking.
What's up? No, she hung up on me. I was being serious. I was going to try to find a way to actually.
I know, but I don't think
get
that,
her some help.
I don't think you. That's not gonna suddenly. I don't think that we're in a situation with her where it's gonna be like, oh yeah, you know what, you're right. I think I do need help, because I don't think there's awareness of that.
I was trying to give her awareness, but it ain't working because.
Right. More so, I was just trying to I don't want to, poke the bear, or what do we say? Like, I don't want to add fuel to the, like, what
Fire.
if she
Both of
then
those
starts to think that because you've said that, then she has a thing against you, and then she.
Zaps me?
Yeah.
I'm going to see her with a picnic table. Anybody with a picnic table walking around my house and be
Yes.
like, they're trying to zap me.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
You'd see that.
I mean, she lives. Her whole block is traffickers. So
I mean, what's that? What neighborhood is that? Stay away.
I think I'd
Don't
move
live there.
Yeah, property value going down.
Okay.
That was tough. And at first I was like, well, this is hilarious. She's reads the internet. Then I got to be serious, and I'm like, oh, she needs help. And then I was just interested in what this is like. What people who get on the internet and write all this stuff, like they're going through stuff. Oh, that's tough. And then she lives in a neighborhood of traffickers.
So you guys think I'm okay?
Eddie, I don't know. After that, I'm starting to be convinced.
I'm about to put you behind a metal wall.
Let's get him in some metal. Okay, let's just take a break. We'll come back in a second. Appreciate that call, and we'll be back in a minute. guy was a principal, stole like $40,000 in school funds, according to the story, and then went on a vacations and he had the time of his life. Now he's really in some trouble now. Wait a minute, it's a woman?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
I would think it was a man. I'm so sexist that dudes are douches and not women.
You got to sing it again with she.
She's
Having the time.
oh no, I can't believe a woman would do that. Oh. So her name's Nia Wilson. She was the head of the New Mission High School for 13 years. The school has a budget that's overseen by an outside fiscal agent that issues checks. Miss Wilson eventually got caught fraudulently endorsing those checks to herself and depositing them into her bank account. She was even brazen enough to request checks be issued to two of her friends who then went on the vacations with her. That's like me. Hey, would you mind making that out to Lunchbox? One word. Under the plea deal, she pled guilty, will waive indictment. She could serve up to 90 days in prison instead of 20 years, but she'll have to pay back the $40,000. But man, that is brave.
Is this like an maybe update because of the story? I feel like a long time ago we had a very similar story.
Oh,
So
yeah.
either two women have done
Really?
this, or maybe she's just now getting her sentencing.
We do a lot of stories.
That's crazy.
I know
Yeah.
we do, but I mean,
That's on me if I didn't remember the first half of
I
it.
don't remember
Well,
that, but
it would be an
ooh.
update because she was going to jail
I can't
for a long
believe she would
time.
do that. And then sign. With fraud, you just got to not be connected. You can't be signing your name on things you're doing fraudulently.
I worked at a TV station, and the lady that worked the front desk that do all the giveaway stuff, she was giving everything away to her friends, neighbors, friends, family, and then she eventually got busted.
How did she get busted?
Somebody found out that isn't that your sister? And then they started doing research on like who else she had given all the and these were like getaways. These were like trips to Hawaii.
So legit.
And yeah, she eventually got caught.
How did they catch the McDonald's cheaters with the cups?
Oh man, that documentary is so
The
good.
Monopoly cups? I still haven't watched it, but how did they catch them?
They started doing an investigate. I'm trying to think what
It was an inside deal, right?
Oh, it was an
Yes.
inside deal, and they were exchanging briefcases in the bathrooms of airports
That's
with the locked
wild.
Monopoly pieces. And I think
So exciting.
I'm trying to think if it was like a jilted one that got left out of something told on them, or
Probably got zapped.
What was in the briefcases? Like
the Monopoly pieces, like the
so, like,
boardwalks.
the cups and the French
No.
fry holders?
Yeah, like they would what do you call it? Handcuff it to their wrist
Mm.
because it was so valuable that they would.
Like a boardwalk or a
Yes.
Oh, I needed
That's
that boardwalk
crazy.
so bad.
Man.
Everyone did, dude, but it never went into circulation. That's what's crazy.
People up to some shady.
That documentary
saying?
is so
I need to
good.
watch that.
You guys call us if you want. You want to talk about something? Hit us up. 877-77-BOBBY. Love to hear from you. Comments, questions. We couldn't do the show without you. A lot of times we need you to tell us what you like, what you don't like. All right, Tyler Childers. This is In Your Love. Bobby Bone Show.